So can you do YouTube over 40? Is YouTube a young person's game? Is it something that only, that 18 to 25 crowd can be successful at? Here's my thoughts. So is this a young person's game? I want to say no, but in a way I'm going to have to say a little bit of a yes. When you look at the demographic that watches YouTube, I'm going to answer this very honestly and say that the biggest demographic that watches it is probably that 13 to 18, 13 to mid-20s. They're the biggest demographic for watching it. Are they going to associate with someone that's 46 years old versus someone that's 16, 17, 18, 20, 25? I don't know. I don't know. I definitely have some people that watch me that are in that age group when I look at my stats. But my demographic is definitely in that 25 to 50. That's my demographic. And that kind of makes sense. Two reasons. What I'm talking to you about is number one. And number two is that most of us like to watch or talk to someone that's kind of the same age as us. And that makes sense. Especially for the older groups. I think we just trust that someone older is going to have more experience and knowledge in regards to this stuff. Even though that may not be true. May not be true. So what can you do, or what should you do if you want to get on YouTube? And I do encourage it. I do encourage whatever age you are to hop on there. There's people that would like to watch what you can put out there. Especially if you have a passion for it, just do it. Go ahead. If you get 12 subscribers, if you get 2 million subscribers, it's about being able to put yourself out there, and that's going to help with some personal growth, which is awesome. Now, one of the things I do encourage is for you guys to spend time watching some of the influencers / YouTubers that are out there that you may be like, yeah, I like the way they talk, or I like the way they edit, or I like the way that they put their videos together. Now, what I'm not saying is to copy them outright. Here's the number two thing. You need to make sure you come up with your own. Be your own person. Don't feel that you need to imitate somebody to a T. You may want to do it at the beginning just to learn some editing techniques, which is great. Be yourself. Being yourself is what is going to draw honest viewers to you. Having your viewer numbers go up, but nobody actually watches your content, doesn't do anything. Being able to say I have X amount of viewers and each and every one of them likes and watches my stuff, that means something. Watch other YouTubers or YouTube channels to gain insight. That's what I always do. Use that knowledge to make yourself better, but don't use it necessarily to change who you are, because you want to be able to represent yourself in these videos. At least that's what I try to do. Next, as people that are probably older, we didn't grow up with this technology. And jumping into something like YouTube, I think it's fantastic for you guys. I think it was fantastic for me. It opened up a whole new world. But one of the biggest things is you can't be scared to learn. This is a world that is very different than you and I grew up with. When I grew up, I spent all my days outside on a bike, playing around being stupid. Surprised I'm still alive today. Today's generation, for most part, a lot of it is very different. They grew up with cameras and smartphones and computers and YouTube and all this, and they understand it. You and I may not, which is why, again, there's tons of resources out there for you that cost nothing. YouTube is a great resource. There's tons of people out there that are talking about how cameras work and how video editing works and little tricks and tips and how your system works and how to record with your smartphone. Take the time, invest, go watch those. Gonna help you incredibly. This next one is kind of a two-parter. If and when you start publishing YouTube videos, this is, for me, the big one. Number one, be ready to take feedback and take it honestly. So there will be people that comment on your videos that are like, hey, would have been cool if you did this better. Hey, you should try to invest in your audio. I really like what you're doing, but you should do X better, light it up better, put it on a gimbal, do whatever. Now, a lot of time budget plays a big role, and I get that. That was a huge one for me. But take that feedback to heart, because they are trying to help you improve. Now, on the other side of that, on the flip side of that coin, There's going to be what they all call trolls. Those that just like to put negative comments to try to get the ball spinning, try to get the wheel moving, trying to get you to reply or somebody to just kind of get hits going back and forth and to just jab you. You kind of got to let those just float on by. Again, one of the things for me growing up, and probably if you're watching this, possibly for you, is that we grew up with respect. We grew up with people being nice. There was no such thing as some person on the other side of the planet that you had no idea who they were bashing you on YouTube, possibly for no reason at all. Be ready for it. Let it slide. 2 things you can do: leave it there if you choose, or delete it, or even block them. You know what? But don't let it hit you emotionally. Don't let it tear you down. It happens to every one of us. And another part of that is just be aware that you can't please everybody. It's just not possible. If you watch some or a lot or all of my, especially most recent videos, I put a lot of music over the, I want to say, cinematic areas, and I'm trying to get better at that stuff. Again, learning environment for me too. And that music is not for everybody. It's music that I like. It's music that I think some of the demographic that I'm going towards is going to like. But I always get comments that I had to turn the music off because I didn't like the way it sounded. And I'm like, cool. That's all right. I'm not going to let it hurt my feelings. And you, as a viewer, when you watch a video that someone plays music, should be aware that that video wasn't made for you. It wasn't. Be aware of that. There's other people that are watching it. For every comment that I get that is a I didn't like it, I will get another video that was like, the music was great. I really enjoyed the video. You can't please everybody. Accept it. Gear. You know, gear is important. But the bonus is for you and I, or for you, I've increased a little bit over time, is that you probably have the majority of the gear that you need right in your pocket right now. So if you have a computer and a smartphone, or just a smartphone, you're off to the races. Off you go. Smartphone, the YouTube apps, and you're ready to publish a video. Is it going to be the best video in the world? Maybe. If the information's good, if the story's good, if you cut it well, it could be. Should you improve your gear? Possibly. I now shoot on a mirrorless camera. I shoot with shotgun mics or actual standalone microphones. I edit on Final Cut Pro on a Mac. I have a bunch of different gear. That's not the point. But that has been something that I've accumulated over time to try to make my videos better quality-wise. Is that where I started? No, not by any means. This is something that I've accumulated over time. So do I think you have everything in your pocket? Yeah. If you want some ideas on where you might go, hey, leave a comment down there. I try to spend as much time in the comments as I can to make sure that I reply to you guys. And if I have some thoughts or you have some questions, I will always try to respond to help you guys out. Just be aware. So just a little bit, and we talked about it a bit before, and this is the last one, and it's kind of a combo. Find your audience and be yourself. Don't lose sight. And be yourself to me is the big one. Don't lose sight of who you are. You don't want this to be, oh my gosh, I have to put on this persona every time I get in front of a camera, and it's so tiring. It's not me. It's exhausting. Then don't do that. There's an audience out there for you. Everybody has an audience out there for them. Just you got to go find it. The other one, and this is something that I've actually had some, I want to say, troubles with or concerns, or I just haven't been sure. When I started my channel out, like I said, at the beginning, my YouTube channel was under my own name. You know, it was me uploading videos for just fun, like I said, family stuff. When I started deciding that I wanted YouTube to actually maybe do something, then I put it under the Cruising Canada logo, because I had a little website going, and it was all motorcycle related, and that's where this went, motorcycle related. It's what I really loved. And at the time, it was my focus. Over, I'd say again, the last 2 years, that focus hasn't left, but it's evolved. That focus has now become motorcycles as well as camera gear, because I enjoy shooting video on my rides and things like that. And of course, because I got into camera gear, I got into camera gear over the whole spectrum. So SLR cameras and tripods and lights and mics and all this kind of stuff to make this whole production better, which then got into technology, which means that I actually started getting companies approaching me and saying, hey, would you like to do a review on X? And of course, at the beginning, I was like, yeah, bring it on. If it's free stuff, I will do it. I never lost that sight that if it was crap, I was going to say it was crap. And it was always something that I made sure that they were aware of. That's my serious part right there, right? But that's exciting when companies start approaching you. You get that little, look at me, I'm doing all right. And again, I'm not even sure. I'm really not sure. That means my channel can have anything in regards to motorcycles, photography, technology, and of course, I throw in some personal travel videos when I go off anywhere. So is that a bad thing? I don't know. Leave a comment if you think it's okay. If you think no, you should have stuck with this. Hey, again, I like reading them, and I take them all to heart. But again, this video really was just as much for you as it was for me to get my creativity out there and to give me something to learn and to try to get better at being on a camera, which was important. The one thing I'm saying is, if you can make a focus, you'll probably even do better than I am, I would think. I don't know. It all depends. That's a hard one. I'm going to leave it there. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to answer. I am going to say if you have a target, you'll probably do better than if you're just talking about random stuff all the time. You know, you'll get someone who's like, perfect, this is a channel that I can get information in regards to blah. And then the next video is like, what is he talking about? That may cause that person to unsubscribe or stop watching. I don't know. If you have enough charisma and if you have enough, hey, I don't care, maybe, then it won't water off a duck's back, right? Water off a duck's back. So as someone older, again, I'm in my 40s, 46 to be exact, can you find success in or on YouTube? Can you be a successful YouTuber? Yeah, I think you can. Can you have that instantaneous success as someone maybe that is in their early 20s or teens? Again, possibly. I think you may have to do a bit more work. It is doable. First off, you have to define success. Are you doing YouTube to hit 1 million subscribers, or are you doing YouTube because you like the information you're giving? Do you think that what you're doing is going to be beneficial to somebody else? Then just, hey, that's successful. You get 1 viewer. Yeehaw. Awesome. Success. I feel successful. I'm in that demographic that I'm talking about. None of my friends are YouTubers, really, that I hang out with. I do it on my own, but I like doing it. I like talking with you guys. I like sharing this information with you. I'm going to leave you there. I probably rambled on way too long. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We will talk to you guys again in a future video coming up soon. All right, my friends, have a great one. Hope to see you on YouTube, and we will talk to you again later. Bye.